Hello my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel today. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. Today's share is for Scrapping Clearly, and I kind of got into the planning stages and then I kind of ran with it. So I have essentially the base of my layout already put together. I'm just going to quickly run you through what I did. I started by going through my box of Scrapping Clearly papers. I thought I might try something not try something different, but play with some older supplies that I might have from the store, and this paper jumped out at me, this beautiful rainbow stripe, and so did this green. They're both from the Heidi Swap September Skies range. I didn't have full sheets of either of them. Pulled a piece of cardstock from my stash and I've stuck them down. This is the branding strip from this piece, and I've just stuck it down there. I've also used some washi tape. It is from the Teresa Collins Urban Market, and it is this one, the grey one with the arrows. And you can see I've just torn a strip there, torn a strip there. Now, I kind of came up with the idea of possibly making this a flip, so I've gotten as far as that, but I might change my mind. What I'm kind of thinking is a photo of me, a recent photo, like this week photo of me. I'm wearing an orange shirt, and it's after one of my shifts at work this week, and it's coming up to 3 years that I've been doing my job. So I thought that I might document my job, how much I love it, and that kind of stuff. And I was thinking of putting the journaling behind here, but I can't think of a way to have my photo there and have this flip without it ruining the photo. So I think what I'm going to end up doing, you can see I've put gesso along here. I'm going to add some colour. I think I'm probably going to go with the orange to match my shirt. And then I'm going to stick that down rather than have it open. And then photo and probably journaling, maybe title here. I'm not really sure. But that's kind of where I'm at. That's as far as I've got. I'm going to pull out some mixed media products because it's what I do. And add some colour here. And I'm really tempted to pull up some more of this and cut that strip if I'm not going to see it, because maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave it as is. Anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. I will pop you on fast forward, and I hope you enjoy. So I am back, and as you can see, I am starting with my mixed media. I pulled out my scribble sticks. That's my photos. I did disappear for a few minutes to print them. The other photo of my boys you'll see on a page coming up in a little while. This is a photograph of me. One of my work colleagues mentioned that she couldn't imagine me in orange, so I snapped this after I got home and sent it to her, and it actually turned out to be a really nice photo. So it is coming up to my 3rd anniversary as a Weight Watchers coach. So for those of you that don't know, I am a Weight Watchers coach. I'm coming up to my 3rd year as a coach. I had my own weight loss journey with Weight Watchers, and I've been at goal for 3 years in July. So yeah, I thought that it was beyond time that I documented some of my own story about my job, because I do love it. It is quite a rewarding job emotionally. So I thought that it would be nice, maybe one day my boys will look back and appreciate to know these things about me. So that's what I thought I would document about today, especially considering, 3 nights a week, and I don't know if they'll remember this when they are adults, 3 nights a week, I'm not home to tuck them into bed. And I want them to know that though it is a job, it wasn't because I was out partying, I was out working, but helping other people with their own journey. So now that I've finished rabbiting on about that, I am doing the packaging technique. I started with the scribble sticks, but the colour was not vibrant enough, so I've started using my distress oxides and the very technical smushing technique. And yeah, I'm just adding some splatters now. going to dry that off with my heat gun. I did work in little sections at a time doing the packaging technique, and I did dry it off between each part. I'm going to glue all this down. I decided to leave that rainbow strip there because, you know, I really don't need to add to my offcuts, to my scrap box. I'm going to add a little bit of my tacky glue to my little pop dots here, just to make sure it sticks. Then I'm going to, what am I going to do next? Oh, I'm going to add some splatters, because I can't have a page with no splatters on one side, right? Back to my Distress Oxide in the carved pumpkin, adding some water, grabbing a paintbrush, and splatter, splatter. I really surprised myself when I pulled these out and went, oh, I wonder if I can make them work together, these papers. And I really like it. I'm really happy with it. So I did want to add some blue as well. And I'm using my scribble sticks again. I started with just the blue one, which is called Night. And I'm adding a bit of black here. And it kind of changes the colour a bit. So I add a bit more blue. Kind of looks a bit more tealy green now, but I add those splatters anyway. And I'm not sure if I leave the next bit in, but I do mix up some of the night with the umber, which is kind of the grey, greyish brown, and I get some more splatters. So I'm going to work on my title here. I'm pretty sure that I speed this up. Yeah, there we go. I'm using these black glittery chipboard Heidi Swap alphas. They're so fun. And I'm just calling this I Love My Job, and I'm going to put a little subtitle on there as well. I like the way that fills the space. I'm putting my subtitle on with these Something Wonderful alphas by Teresa Collins. I do not have an E, so I use an F, and you can see I'm just using a white paint pen and drawing in the bottom line. And the subtitle says 3 years in. Pulled out some more scraps from the box. I wanted to separate my photo, because it is those bright bold colours, from the bright bold colours of the layers I'm going to put behind. So I grabbed it's called Printed Paper by Teresa Collins. It's got a little bit of the teal, a little bit of black, but it's mostly white. Toyed with the idea of putting green, but then I kind of went, yeah, it's too much green. And I just go with this rainbow because, you know, who can resist a rainbow? Apparently not me. Yep, really like the way that looks. I do toy with another layer, but go with that. I'm going to use, what am I doing? Oh, I'm going to ink the edges. I'm using Hickory Smoke, I think. Yeah, because I didn't want to go black. It's Hickory Smoke. Distress ink and my little ink blending tool. Adding some cardboard behind my photo. Popping that up. It's not quite where I want it, so I'm going to move it. Then I'm going to pull up the edges, fold up the edges a bit on those layers. Stick that down. Then I'm going to pull out my T-square ruler. Oh no, I pulled up the side of, so that rainbow strip down the side, I added ink to it, but you couldn't see me. I had it off camera, so I've just carefully pulled that up and applied the ink. Use my T-square ruler to straighten up my title. Decided to do a bit of embellishing. Again, I have sped this up super fast because I go through all these different packs of stuff and add this and take that and check this and check that, and I end up going with really minimal amount of embellishing. This veneer piece says be bold, be bold, be bold. I really love it, and it kind of goes with what, like, the story I'm telling, but in the end I just go, no, not right. I'm going to add these little phrase stickers. They're kind of in a greyish, brownish kind of colour, but they work really well. Those 3 there say so worth it, but I don't like the way they look, so I pull them up. I can't remember what all of these little stickers say, but I do end up that you can see in the close-ups. Put that in there, and almost immediately I decided I don't like it. I do finally get this this little puffy sticker. It says #rad onto a page. I really like it. I like that there's that balance of black to the left and the right hand side. I'm going to add a tiny bit more black. I'm using some black ink and a little paintbrush. Just a few little splatters to add a bit more of that black around the page. It's really subtle. You probably can't even see it on the screen. I'm not sure. Give you a little close-up. I turn the camera off and do my journaling. I just winged it, so I didn't draw lines or anything in. But you can see I have filled that green space with journaling. I really like this page. I like that, I love the bright colours. I love that I've got this story down. So yeah, I love that I've used some more of my stash. Again, it was all stuff from the store. I've linked everything I can in the blog post. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Make sure you hit like if you enjoyed this and subscribe if you haven't already. This is the last video for me for this month for Scrapping Clearly. So I shall see you again very soon. Have a fantastic scrappy day. Bye.